I'm gonna start talking a little bit more about my city and where I live and things that's going on out here in Arizona, right? And so speaking of building, there's a lot of things that have been coming to Arizona. A lot of things that are coming to Arizona. And boy, let me tell you, there's no better time. There is no better time to start getting active out here in these streets than right now. I'm telling you. But we gonna get there. We gonna lock in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm. Make sure you hit the bell notification. And listen, man, make sure y'all tap into the super chats too. I definitely appreciate it. It ain't expected, but I definitely appreciate it if y'all do. If y'all really rocking with the content, if y'all rocking with your boy, if you love me like you say you do, you will definitely put in on the super chats. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this Phoenix, Arizona situation and what they are building and what's to come. All right. So let's rock out.
It's rewiring. In 2026, we have mega projects popping up that just don't create jobs. They change traffic patterns, rents, school demand, new hotspots, and home values. And here's the truth. When you see where the money is going, you can see where the people are going before anyone else does. See, you've heard that old saying, just follow the money and everything else will fall into place. Well, that's true when it comes to Phoenix development and where things are going in 2026. So don't go anywhere, because I'm gonna break down all the massive projects to watch, the ones that are most influential, the ones tied to chips, AI, logistics, resorts, and mall redevelopments, and what it means for population growth and housing over the next 12 to 36 months. Oh, and you're gonna wanna stay to the very end, because I'm gonna reveal the best relocation shortcut that nobody's talking about. So if you're moving to Phoenix and you want the best shot at future appreciation, I'm gonna tell you the one thing to watch for that no one talks about that predicts the growth before it shows up in future home prices. But before we go any further, if you have any questions at all, don't be shy. We get people reaching out to us almost on a daily basis the entire year. Give us a call, shoot us a text at 480-660-5974. We would love to have a one-on-one chat with you about your specific needs and answer any questions you have about Phoenix real estate. We also have a list at all times of 20 to 30 off-market properties that will never hit the market that we trade or someone on our teams trades to a buyer or a seller before they even. This is just great market insight. Now, this is no secret, but this has to be stated because the big theme, bad news, not everything is always rosy. As we always talk about, we give you the real, raw truth on this channel with our videos. And with all those positive things, the flip side is this puts more pressure on our grid for power and the water supply, roads, and housing, because the old saying goes, when jobs land, rooftops follow. So now that I set the stage, I think you get the point. Let's talk about the big project number one, Burlington Northern Santa Fe Rail Hub and Logistics Park in Whitman. See, BNSF, the major railroad across the United States of America, they're planning an enormous freight railroad hub and logistics warehouse across more than 4,000 acres in rural Whitman. And its main goal is to supply support for all the ballooning warehousing that's happening along the West Valley. Why? Because it's still much cheaper for major companies to house and warehouse all their stuff and supplies coming in from overseas, from the West Coast, being shipped and railed over to the Phoenix area than it is storing them in California. Now, this project will create thousands of jobs and millions of dollars in tax revenue, but the locals out in Whitman.
Listen, there has been an influx of fucking warehouses over here in the West Valley. When I fucking tell you they are building, they got Wayfair, they got Amazon, they got UPS, they got there's a ton of fucking warehouses, Walmart warehouses. Man, they got so many goddamn warehouses out here, and they building them holes up like crazy. They building them up, and it's all in the West Valley too. So if you going past, so this is when you go past Phoenix. On the 10, you go past Phoenix. It's like you going towards California, right? You're going to see so many warehouses. At one point when I first moved out here, it was nothing. I'm talking just straight mountains and dirt. Man, it's nothing but warehouses over this bitch now. And because more warehouses, meaning more job opportunity, which means more housing.
They don't want it because they're Whitman for a reason, to keep it rural. And well, this may impose on that rural way of life, because if they want to live like that, they move to the Phoenix area. But Whitman is separated, not connected to the Phoenix MSA. Now, eventually at some point, it's going to keep growing. And so it's probably inevitable. But for now, The residents of Whitman, they're holding tight, and we'll see what happens in 2026. Number 2 on the list is going to be located in the north central area of Phoenix, and this is called simply PV. See, this sits on the former Paradise Valley Mall site.
Listen, y'all, Paradise Valley. That's where the rich motherfuckers stay at. That's where the celebrities are at. They up in the mountains. I think that's north. North Phoenix, right? So they up there in the mountains. That's where them big houses, yeah, that's where they at over there, Paradise Valley.
That was a traditional mall. I
had to look. Crazy thing is, one of my good friends, man, he's a real estate agent, and I had the luxury of being able to go and actually look at these homes that's in Paradise Valley. And listen, let me tell you, y'all. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find it. Cause I took pictures of the shit too. Cause I be looking at shit to inspire your boy. Put me in a different space. Put me in a different mode to get to it. Is this it? No, that ain't it. We passed that. Damn, my face was smaller than. Damn, that's crazy. All right, I think we about to find it right here. Where is it? Hold up, sidebar. When I was telling y'all I'm out here getting to it, bro. Let me see, where's that? This is when I was starting my pressure washing business too. That's funny. All right. Damn, where's that house at? Where's that house that I went into? Trying to show y'all the house. Oh, but hold on. Let me show y'all this real quick. When I tell y'all I was out here doing pressure washing businesses too. Like, I won't be playing. Still got in the meta crazy thing, I still got that page too. Look, Pete. I was out here getting to it. I was out here getting to it. You feel me? Putting in the work. But hold up. Let me show y'all something else, because y'all don't think I was out here bullshit. Look, Pete. We out here getting to it. So it ain't like I just be talking, bro. I be dead ass on my shit. But let me get to what I was talking about. Let me see if I can find that house. Let me see if I can find the house. All right, y'all. One more. Started the whole thing. The only reason I stopped because it wasn't. I couldn't scale it. I couldn't scale it how I wanted to. Couldn't scale the pressure washing business how I wanted to. But let me get to the house though. Let me hurry up. Damn, do I have it on here? I know it's on here. Okay, is this it? Bless me. I'm gonna let it keep playing until I find it. When I find it, go ahead.
Been bulldozed, knocked down, and this is PV Reimagined. And Reimagined it is as a mixed-use development that has some high-end stuff and some really cool overall concept. Now it's anchored by Whole Foods, but it has
Hey, you thought I was
rental,
bullshit? Having drinking out the hose, bro.
Also, a huge Lifetime fitness location that will be accompanied by Lifetime branded residential units. The gym is set to open the first half of 2026, with the residences expected to be completed by 2027. And in addition to all the cool restaurants that are popping up around there, the headquarters of the guitar maker Fender is also located right here. Now, this is a phenomenal location that has a completely reimagined concept from an old, dark, dreary mall built many decades ago. Number 3 on the list is going to be Glendale's BAI Resort. Now, you can't have a mega or massive project to watch without mentioning this resort. This resort is enormous. It's been delayed a little bit, but it's set to open in 2026. The resort includes 1,100 rooms, restaurants, an amphitheater, and a Mattel Adventure Park, not to mention its own.
This spot, this joint right here,
would be Glendale's BAI Resort. Now, you can't have a mega or massive project to watch without mentioning this resort. This resort is enormous.
All right, so Pete, this spot right here. So this right here is the one on. This is the one-on-one. Thank you, Bull City. So if you see my arrow right here, this is the one-on-one, right? This is the highway that gets onto the 10. But for those of you who've been out here to Arizona, so on the backside where they're not showing, behind that is the Arizona Cardinal Stadium, right? That's the Arizona Cardinal Stadium. They got the whole shopping center over there. That's where the the hockey team once used to play, but they didn't move their whole fucking team to, I think, to Utah, I think. But that's where the Arizona Cardinals play at, right? They got a whole shopping center out there called Westgate. You know, they got the clubs, restaurants out there, shopping centers, you know, your Nike outlets and all that shit. So they're building all this. And I think this spot is about 20 minutes from where I stay. That shit's gonna be crazy. That entire one-on-one, that shit gonna stay packed. Watch.
Been delayed a little bit,
but on top of that, Pete, and it's a casino right over there. So on the other side of the Arizona Cardinal Stadium in Westgate is a casino. But what y'all didn't see is also
it's set to open in 2026.
So you see right across the street over there. So if you see another warehouse that's right across the street over there. There's another warehouse. They also got Andretti's over there. For those of y'all who don't know what Andretti's is, it's in Atlanta. They got an Andretti over there. So it's like a little go-kart spot, inside go-kart spot where they got zip lining, arcade and shit like that in there too. They also got Top Golf over there as well. So that's an attraction area. So when they have concerts and shit that's going on at this resort, and also they're gonna have roller coasters and shit that's going on, that's gonna be a spot. That's gonna be a spot to go to when you come out here to Arizona, outside of Scottsdale. So this isn't the Scottsdale area. This is Glendale. So I want to make sure that people don't get that misconstrued. This is the Glendale area. This ain't Scottsdale. So I think Scottsdale is about, from Glendale, Scottsdale is probably another 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes away.
The resort includes 1,100 rooms, restaurants, an amphitheater, and a Mattel Adventure Park, not to mention its own beach. Yeah, that's right. Not the ocean, but a beach nonetheless. Oh, guys, the Mattel Adventure Park is needed. Phoenix doesn't have a major Six Flags or major amusement park with the huge roller coasters, and so we need something now, albeit Mattel Adventure Park is not going to be like that. It's still going to have some pretty cool rides, including the Hot Wheels roller coaster. Number 4 is going to be Buc-ee's of Arizona. That's right, a gas station, but it has a cult-like following. And
they building the Buc-ee's out here. The Buc-ee's is close to where in my area. Yeah. They building a smooth Buc-ee's out this joint. So that's another good thing. So if you live anywhere near that area, So if you purchase a home anywhere near the area of where they got Buc-ee's at, or near where they're building that resort, or anywhere close to warehouses, guess what? If you bought a house out there, the equity of your home is gonna go up, big dog, 1,000%. Especially if you bought before they started building, you're gonna make a killing.
It is incredible that people love to stop and shop at. And this is not your normal gas station. This is a 74,000 square foot store that should be open in 2026. Now, this is located in Goodyear, Arizona, and Buc-ee's in Goodyear will be known, like all the Buc-ee's, for a gargantuan store with a ton of different things for sale. But most importantly, probably the clean bathrooms. Number 5 on the list, but easily could have been number 1, is the TSMC expansion. That's right, the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company is the mega project probably in the entire country. A $165 billion project with tens of billions of dollars being spent alone in 2026. And it just acquired 900 acres additionally.
Look, that's right there on the 303. So you can see it right there on the highway. Yeah, brother. So that's the surprise area. So that's like going to a surprise, right? So if you're going to West Valley off the 10, you're gonna make a right onto the 303, which is gonna take you north. So that's where you're gonna have your Waddell's and the whole surprise area. That's a whole new area that they're building over there too. Actually, over there on the 303 is where they filmed. I think it was the second Transformers. The second Transformers, they filmed that over there on the 303 too. So if you see that highway scene on Transformers 2, they filmed that on the 303 of Arizona. So
south of its current plant location that it paid $197 million for. And although plans have not been disclosed as to what's going to go specifically there, it's going to continue to expand. So be on the look for that. Number 6 is going to be North Park, Phoenix. Now, I won't go in detail on this one, but needless to say, this is going to be a ton of housing, mixed use, multifamily located around the TSMC campus that's going to provide much needed housing for a lot of employees and all the thousands of jobs that will come as suppliers of TSMC make their way to plant their flag next to the mega plant to make sure it has its stake in the future of chip manufacturing in North Phoenix. And number 7, in addition to North Park comes Halo Vista. Halo Vista is another massive mixed-use master plan community underway near TSMC, spanning 2,300 acres and up to 30 million square feet of commercial space with retail, office, hospitality, and the list goes on. But the first 2 key users in 2026 that will plant their flag in Halo Vista will be 2 Marriott hotels and, of course, a Costco, because you got to have Costco, right? And coming at number 8 is the Peoria Innovation Core. Now, this is just to the west of the TSMC campus along the 303 loop area. And I've affectionately called this the supply corridor for TSMC going into 2026 and beyond, because there's so much land out there off the 303 that there are so many places for zone commercial, zone residential to be built and bought, and it will be built up over the next 10, 15 years. But in 2026, the Peoria Innovation Core project envisions turning the land, which spans nearly 7,000 acres, into a hub for advanced manufacturers and semiconductor suppliers, just like Amcor, who already signed up to go to this core. Amcor Technology is one of the largest suppliers for TSMC, and it's going to be sitting right down the street from its main campus. Speaking of land, there are mega parcels that are being auctioned off and purchased by residential, publicly traded home builders that are buying these, knowing that Phoenix is going to continue to expand. So I don't think these companies will be buying these 100-acre parcel plus lots without thinking that they need housing for all the new jobs that are coming to the Phoenix area over the next several years. Some examples are a 272-acre parcel in Buckeye, 324 acres in Santan Valley, and 473 acres in Mesa that was just bought by Lennar Homes. So Phoenix is poised to continue to expand, and the rooftops, they have to follow those jobs. Number 9, next on the list is going to be the Park. Yeah, Parque. Yeah, I know, it's French, I believe. And that is going to be the development on the old Cracker Jacks plot of land, which is prime real estate right off Scottsdale Road in North Scottsdale. This is going to be centered after Central Park in New York City. And even though it's much, much smaller, a lot of commercial space for businesses to rent, etc., but it's also going to have a ton of living with mixed use and multifamily condos at the park, with the Central Park area right in the center of it all. The next step for 2026 is to move forward on construction drawings and submit for building permits, but there's no word if it's going to start going vertical yet by the end of 2026. Number 10 and next on the list is going to be down in the East Valley in Gilbert, Arizona. This is called The Ranch. This is a $1 billion mixed-use development, which the East Valley city hasn't seen a whole lot of. It is a 221-acre project.
So that's way out there in Sedona. So Sedona is far as hell. So that's out there where you see the red mountains and shit. So a lot of times y'all see that shit in movies. That's Sedona. That ain't necessarily Phoenix or anything like that, but Sedona is where you see the red mountains and where you get the red dirt. It's a dope spot to go to. I ain't gonna lie. If you're trying to get away from the city, trying to go in, trying to be a little nature boy, nature girl, Sedona is a spot to go to. Small town, you get to go into the wilderness. If you want to take an ATV, you can do that. So they got many, and they just built these new little resorts, like these little igloo like resorts that's clear, like the entire globe is see-through. Well, it's window, so you can see the entire wilderness. So it's like you actually out there camping type shit. So it's pretty dope.
That will have 729 multifamily units and nearly 90,000 square feet of commercial space. And construction, yep, it's set to start in Q2 of 2026. So be on the lookout for that down in Gilbert. Number 11 and next on the list is going to be Santan Valley, guys. Congratulations, Santan Valley. You are officially now a town. You are no longer an unincorporated area in the Phoenix metropolitan area. You are now officially a town. So you now are a big boy, big girl place that people can actually be proud of to call its own place, its own town. And what does that signal? Well, that signals future growth and being more bullish on this town continuing to expand down in Pinal County. So that is pretty exciting. Next, at number 12 is going to be the Sprouts Market new headquarters. Sprouts is doubling down on its City North new location, which is a beautiful Class A building they have constructed for its corporate headquarters. And its headquarters, including all of the office space, will also include their flagship store that'll be 25,000 square feet as a Sprouts right there in the City North area, right next to Desert Ridge in North Phoenix, bordering just west of Scottsdale. Number 12 is going to be the Discovery Oasis Biotech Campus. Guys, this one is huge. Why? Because it involves two major employers and players in the Phoenix local economy, which is the Mayo Clinic and Arizona State University. It's located just south of Desert Ridge, south of the 101, next to the current Mayo Hospital. Now, Mayo is currently continuing to expand its footprint around its current hospital, and ASU is joining the party. This will be home to a lot of biotech and life science companies, and the amount of jobs that will be added to this little section alone is in the thousands and thousands. So this is going to be a big project to look for that's going to make some heavy headway in 2026. Next on the list is going to be Chandler Fashion Square, the remodel. Okay, guys, who said that traditional malls are dead? Well, they kind of are, unless they're glitzy, upscale, and really nice, just like Scottsdale Fashion Square. Well, Chandler Fashion Square is already pretty nice, but it's going to have a facelift and a full renovation. So congratulations to all the residents in the East Valley, because you're going to have an even nicer mall to go to here in the near future. Next is going to be the headquarters of Axon. Now, this has been a highly debated topic between the city council and the developer Axon, who owns a large parcel of land in a prime location just inside the 101 loop in Scottsdale.
Man, when I tell y'all there's so much land out here, bro, this is why a lot of people move out here too, for the opportunity. There's so much out here, dog. There's so much, but what I'm afraid of is that they're gonna try to turn this shit into California. Hell nah. No, keep that shit over there, bro. Nah, fam. Keep that shit over there, dog. We don't want none of that. No.
Because they own the land, they also wanted to do additional development with multifamily units and some commercial space. But at first, the city of Scottsdale said, no, you can only do your headquarters. Well, Axon threatened to then pull the headquarters and go somewhere else and move the company, which would leave a lot of jobs on the table. But they hammered out a deal. The Scottsdale City Council approved their headquarters, and they limited some of the multifamily units to go in there. But it got done ultimately, and in 2026, that project will start getting underway. Next on the list, this might be my favorite one to talk about, is the Astra Tower. I don't know why, guys, because I always have this fascination when I go to a new city of seeing the skyline of a downtown. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. These high rises, how many and how it forms.
I will say this, because this is downtown. This is downtown Phoenix, right? I will say this. They need to build more attractions downtown. Because typically when people come to Phoenix, Arizona, they think Scottsdale. They want to go to Scottsdale. They want to go to Old Town Scottsdale. So when you see a lot of cats that they're doing their IRLs, you know, they're in real life streaming, and you see them talking, you know, doing interviews with, you know, with chicks over there on the strip or whatever, that's Old Town Scottsdale. It's cool because it got so many clubs around, you know what I'm saying? You can just pretty much bar hop if you want to. But for the people who want to be downtown, because a lot of people like the downtown area. Now, mind you, they got some spots down there, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's the main attraction. Scottsdale is. When you think about Phoenix, you think Scottsdale. So I do think that they need to have, they do got some dope rooftop spots down there, you know what I'm saying? I think the 13th floor is one of them. There's another spot that I like to go to downtown too. It's another rooftop spot. I got a pool and everything too, bar, things like that. Sometimes they got live music, but yeah, they still got a lot of work to do down there. They still got a lot of work to do. And there's another spot I think Chris Brown went to too. It's called the Stadium. They end up pulling up down there too. So I mean, they got some spots, but I do think that they need a little bit more though, some more attraction for sure.
Shapes the downtown. Ever since I was a kid, I've been like that. And Phoenix is okay, but for the size of population of a city that it is, the 5th largest city in the country, the skyline is not terribly impressive. But that's going to change a little bit with the Astra Tower. Now, it's only going to be 43 stories, but for Phoenix, that's actually pretty tall, and it will increase the visibility of our skyline. So I'm hopeful to see that project, which is supposed to be now approved and getting traction and to be underway in 2026. Yeah. Next is going to be the explosion of Buckeye, Arizona. Guys, you know Buckeye is actually the 2nd largest city in the entire state by land.
Listen, Buckeye is fucking huge. It's in the West Valley. Buckeye is fucking huge, bro. It is big. From the west to the south, huge. Huge.
And mass, but by population, not even close. That's going to change over the next several decades. In 2026, Buckeye's getting a head start.
And mind you, that's where they're building a ton of those warehouses too out there in Buckeye. When I mentioned in the West Valley, so that means you're going all the way west. Again, it's like you're going towards California. You're going to hit Buckeye. So you got to go Phoenix, Glendale, Avondale, Goodyear, Buckeye. Buckeye, huge. And that's before you get, you know what I'm saying, and then once you go past Buckeye, you go into Tonopah, and then that's when you kind of getting close to the borderlines of California. You know, of course, you go into Blythe and all that shit right there. But yeah.
On heading that direction. They have a bunch of new housing that was approved with Teravalis, which is a new master plan community, which will include 37,000 of new square feet of housing. Not to mention all the retail options that are popping up along the I-10 corridor that cuts right through Buckeye. In fact, more than 1 million square feet of retail residential space is on the books, scheduled coming Buckeye's way. Oh, and Verrado, yeah, one of the coolest communities in the entire state of Arizona.
Before he show it, Verrado is one of the dopest spots out here, bro. It looks nothing like Arizona. It's an entire town of its own. It's so dope. It's so dope. It's so fucking dope, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a dope spot, Verrado. When you hear, because now they're building so many different things over there. Before, it was just houses. But now, you know, they're building the shopping center over there. They done built the Costco over there. Boy, they are building so much. They got a Fry's on the opposite side because there's 2 ways you can enter into, you know, Verrado. You can enter from the 10 or you can enter from the backside on the side street. Dog, Verrado is dope. It don't even look like Arizona. It's like an entirely different state and town.
Arizona, that's also located in Buckeye, and that is getting some more development. In fact, construction on the 500,000.
Like there's so much green. Like they ain't even showing the inside of actual Verrado. This is the outside of Verrado. They're not even showing the inside of it because they still got more land to build on. The area that they're showing right here. So if you see the golf areas, I think that's the 50. That's the 50 and plus, the 50 and plus community, the 50 plus community. I think that's the area that they're showing. That's near where they got the victory steps and shit at. That's where they got all that shit at. You know what? You may see a lot of people if you are from Arizona, or you may follow somebody from Arizona. They show these long ass steps. It's over there in the Verrado area.
1,000-square-foot Verrado Marketplace is scheduled to open May of 2026 with a bevy of.
Look how flat Arizona is, bro. Look how flat that shit is. That's crazy.
Shops and stores. This is well needed because Verrado is a place people seek after to live.
Facts. Verrado is a great place. Listen, if you're gonna move over to the West Valley, my personal opinion, you either want to be in Goodyear or you want to be in Verrado. That's my personal preference. If you don't live in Goodyear, you want to be in Verrado. If you can't get into Verrado, you want to live in Goodyear. I'm telling you.
And have more commercial activity, entertainment, and things.
Everything is in Verrado. Elementary schools, middle schools, high schools. You got everything right there in the vicinity. Like I said, it's like its own fucking town, bro. It's like its own fucking town. They got, you know what I'm saying? They got their what do you call that shit? Damn, what do you call it? Where people come, I can't think of it. But they got a lot of events going over there. You know, they got a lot of shopping centers over there. You know, you got your community barbers, really good barbers, by the way. You know, for the old folks and for the young folks, they really know how to cut. One of them is called Signature Barbershop. It's pretty dope. Go check out your boy Joe. Joe is good. If you're ever in Arizona and you're in the Verrado area, go check out Joe at the Signature Barbershop. He's dope. What else they got over there? A lot of parks, of course, ton of trees. So I'm telling you, it's different. It does not look the same. It's hella green over there. You'll be on the outskirts. You'll be like, damn, there's a lot of dirt out this bitch. As soon as you get into Verrado, you see number trees. It's crazy.
To do around Verrado is very, very smart and will continue to attract more and more people to move and build new houses in and around that area. Next on the list, well, this is a good one because this is the Ritz-Carlton PV, Paradise Valley luxury hotel that is continued to be installed.
Yeah, the Ritz-Carlton.
But hopefully set to be completed in 2026. See, it's so close to being done, but because of issues with financing, capital.
All right, let's see. Let's look at what it 2026. Let's look at the Ritz-Carlton. Ritz-Carlton, Paradise Valley. Let's look at what it's looking like now. Boy. Yeah, they coming out with all kind of attraction out this bitch. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, they're not bullshitting, boy. They not bullshitting out here in Arizona. They not playing with y'all.
Investments and legal battles. It has started and stalled, and now we hope that eventually it's resolved now. And 2026 will be the year because this is going to be gorgeous. In fact, the 122-acre master plan community was proposed in 2007.
Look at that.
And hopefully it will finally be complete almost 20 years later. The main resort includes 215 rooms. There are 80 condominiums on the property and 32 single-family luxurious large homes. Not to mention the Palmer, which is a luxury shopping center that is going to be gorgeous when that's finally all finished and built out. The next one is the Scottsdale Quarter's $100 million refresh. Yeah, that's right. Scottsdale Quarter, which is not that old, one of the most premier outdoor shopping.
Hey, that area is dope too. I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all ever been in certain areas? Y'all ever went to certain areas like, man, I need to get my shit together. For real, no, real talk. That's a real thing, bro. When you go to certain spaces out here in Arizona, certain areas make you want to elevate. Like real talk, I get it. You know, it's like a dopamine. So I'll give you an example. A lot of times when I like to go over to Scottsdale. I like to go over to Paradise Valley. I like to go over here to this area right here that he's talking about. The area is different, bro. It's different. It's hard to explain, but it's different. It makes you want to elevate. Now, mind you already in the mindset of elevating and working and building, but to put yourself in that space is like, dog, there's more to life out this bitch. We got to get to it. We can't just be on this basic shit. Because when you go over to, they live a whole different life. They live a whole different life. And I know some people, oh, it ain't all about the cars. It's not. It's really not. But it puts you in a space. It puts you in a different mental space that makes you say, listen, bro, nigga, this is their everyday life. This is normal to them. This type of lavish life that they live, nigga, this is normal for them. Normal. This man and this wife, this man and this lady right here probably worth over a million plus. Worth over $1 million plus, easy. Easy. That's old money walking. And nigga, you bump shoulders with them on a regular basis. On a regular basis, bro. So that's why I like to go over there in the area, not to say that I'm over in the area, or not to say that I'm not putting myself or need the motivation. It's the fact of, listen, I like being in this area because it just puts me in a different mind frame. I'm already motivated. I don't need the motivation. I already got that because I'm working, I'm grinding, but it also just gives you that, I guess you can say, just puts you in a different space of where you want to be at or where you want to grow to. It's like, damn, bro, this shit fire, bro. Like, these niggas just walk around here and this is their normal everyday life. Like, this shit fire, bro.
Areas to go to located in north central Scottsdale, which is bought by new owners, and it's already going to get a $100 million refresh. So it's going to be even more special when this is all said and done. Now that wraps up the massive projects that are going on in 2026 that you really should be aware of. Now there are a lot more than that. Those are the ones that are noteworthy that you should be aware of, because why? Housing, population, migration, businesses, all this stuff is tied together. So this will help you be fully informed on what to do and make your next move, whether you're already local, moving up or down, or looking to relocate to the Phoenix area. Speaking of which, what is that relocation shortcut? I mentioned at the very beginning. Well, I'm glad you asked, because now I'm going to reveal that to you. This has been tried, true, and timeless from my time spending 21 years as a local realtor right here in the Phoenix Scottsdale area. So I'm going to give it to you right now. And this is very, very applicable to where you may want to look to purchase or live next. But I call this the 3I growth signal: infrastructure plus industry plus intentional housing. You see, when all three are happening in the same corridor of town, that's usually where population growth accelerates, retail follows, school services expand, and housing demand stays very strong. And this is how you spot the next areas early, not after prices have already moved. So let me give you a real simple framework to work within to know where these spots are going to be. Number one, infrastructure. Can it handle growth? Are there new interchanges? Are there freeway access? How are the roads, and how can traffic flow in and out? Number two, industry. Are stable jobs moving in? Are there growth patterns for jobs and businesses coming into the area? Number three, I call this intentional housing. Is real housing being built or in plans to be built very soon? We're not talking a couple infill lots. We're talking large master planned communities. Are there multi-family units being built that can be resold and
that look like a gated community
or leased? Very important. And of course, lastly, what are the commercial centers that are going to be around that area? The parks, the recreation, and of course, schools. They'll all give you a good hint as to what is coming down the pike for a corridor that's going to explode with housing values appreciating. Okay, so now you're probably asking, well, where are those corridors, Kelly? Where are those places in the future I should be looking for? Just go ahead and tell me. Give me the answer. Okay, you convinced me. I'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to give you actually 3. So write these down. And these corridors are based on what's in the pipeline. Number 1, here's the first corridor. This should come as no surprise. This is going to be called the North Phoenix Loop 303 corridor. Why? Well, primarily because of TSMC. Now, there's so much more happening that I demonstrated on this video.
Y'all, but the thing is, you see all of that. You still see all of that space right there, though?
Well, primarily because
y'all still see all of that fucking space right there, dog. All of that space. Look, you got a whole community right here at the bottom of the screen. You got a whole community right there. You got this big ass warehouse right here. And all of this fucking dirt. Man, listen, bro.
The TSMC. Now, there's so much more happening that I demonstrated on this video, let alone others, besides just TSMC in this area. But this area is going to explode. There's a reason why TSMC chose this parcel of land and this area of town to put their massive project, because they knew there was areas around there that will explode with it, and it can grow with it. So in addition to all the other people who own a house around there already, kudos to you. If you're looking for an investment or future place to call home that you want to ride that wave, then that corridor is my number one. So let's see quick if it checks all those boxes. Number one, industry. Yeah, semiconductors, chips, AI, and suppliers. Number two, infrastructure. Yeah, I-17, which is currently expanding as well, and the Loop 303 cutting right through there. Intentional housing. Absolutely. Not only is there a lot of housing and subdivisions already around this area, but there's a lot of open space, and several major home builders have already purchased 100+ acre parcels. You start getting all their plans ready to go to build.
Luke Air Force Base, you got the Air Force Base right there. That's off the 303. Well, I mean, you can reach Luke Air Force Base from multiple different ways. You can go from the Litchfield, you can go from the 303, you can go from Dysart to get to Luke Air Force Base. But yeah,
around this area.
That's the Glen. And mind you, you remember what I said what Glendale is, right? With that new resort that they're building over there, right? It's over here in this area. Westgate is right here. So this is Glendale. This is the 101. Boom, right here. So with the Westgate, with the shopping center and everything right there, and the Arizona Cardinal Stadium, it's all right here. It's all right here. So if you get off on the 101, like you're going to Westgate, you can easily take a straight shot.
And more will be.
You can easily take a straight shot straight to Luke Air Force Base.
You start getting all their plans ready to go to build around this area.
So like I said, you can take this strip right here and take it all the way to Luke Air Force Base. It's a straight shot, which also that leads the straight shot all the way to the 303, which is right here, which is where a lot of new warehouses are being built as well. And they got a new casino out there too. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be building more shit out there too. So, and more attractions, more attractions out there in that area. So yeah, dog, it's definitely growing. Let me see, where's the 10? So that's the 101 that takes you all the way around. Let me see, that's the 60. Okay, yeah. So that's the other way. All
right. And more will be bought and sold from some of the state land in the future. In fact, I'd venture to say this is going to be one of the top 5 corridors for housing in the future in the entire United States of America, most likely, because of the money flows, businesses, and people follow. Corridor number 2 is going to be the West Valley, specifically the
West Valley, Buckeye, Goodyear. No. We're not necessarily talking about housing resources, but we're just talking about the build up and growth of Phoenix, Arizona, and what's to come and what's building and why. I mean, to be honest with you, why it's a good move to move out here at this point in time now, because they're building a lot of warehouses, they're building a lot of things and the new attractions that are coming. So we're pretty much talking about money segments. That's basically what this is.
Goodyear corridor. Now I say this because this is where the I-10
Goodyear area. Boom, surprise, what a 303 is. We got the 101, Litchfield Park, which is old money. Litchfield Park is also another sneak where you can find old money. Litchfield, yes. Goodyear, growing area, and it's growing fast. They just built the downtown down there. They're building the Buc-ee's, so you already know they're building fast. And also they have the MLB spring stadium over there in Goodyear too, where they have the spring games at. So that's also another attraction as well, especially when you come down here during the springtime. So
and the Loop 303 actually meet along those lines. This is the future of expansion for the West Valley. See, the West Valley is not up and coming anymore. It's already here. And this quarter, yeah, it checks all 3. Industry, logistics, distribution, and plenty of support jobs. Infrastructure, yep, you have the I-10 and the Loop 303 coming right down through these areas. Yep. And it's continuing to have more and more infrastructure, roads being built out. Intentional housing, absolutely. Big parcels being bought of plenty of homes that are being built out in the Goodyear and Buckeye area. There's no shortage of land and therefore no shortage of homes that will be built in the future to support the growth of all of the activity happening and data centers in that area. You see, this is where a lot of Phoenix's next population is going to land, ultimately because it still hits the affordability button, at least for now. Quarter number 3 is going to be the Southeast Valley.
That's exactly why I said if you're looking for a place to move, Buckeye, Goodyear is a good area to move because it's still affordable housing, but also they're building so rapidly that the equity of your home is going to jump up exponentially. Just saying.
kind of the Queen Creek, Santan Valley area, because this is poised to continue to explode. Let's check the boxes. Number one, industry. There are ongoing employers continually going to the Southeast Valley, most notably.
But we mostly get it for the main. We mostly get it. We get it. Shout out to them. Hey, shout out to Phoenix, Arizona, bro. Phoenix is building. We are growing. We are building, bro. We are growing. I love that shit. I love it. That's why I actually wanted to build my roots out here in Arizona, man. When I moved out here from Alabama, I was like, nah, I ain't gonna move nowhere. We good where we at. We good where we at. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what? I was gonna do another topic, but nah, I think we good. I think we good. We straight. We are straight. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. Make sure you hit the bell notification